Hi, everyone. This is Siris from Empowering Light Language. And I woke up this morning realizing that today is the anniversary from when I incorporated my business 3 years ago. And wow, what a ride. My business has completely changed. Everything that I ever thought my business would be is not at all what's shown up. And yet I'm so grateful for what I've been choosing with my business, where it is right now, where it's going, all the people that have been contributing to it and continue to show up to give me ideas, to inspire me, to work with and create with, to play with, the people that are attending my classes, the people that have chosen to do private sessions with me. I mean, the things that show up in these sessions and in these classes just blow my mind. And the fact that I can also use these amazing access consciousness tools and the tools of other modalities with the kids that I work with and the families, with speech and language therapy, with feeding therapy, with learning behavioral remediation, all of it, it hit me today that even though I get that my business has its own awareness, that it is its own entity, it also has so much in common with how I've been choosing to live my life. I've been choosing to live my life in the last, 4 or 5 years by being in the question, by really asking, what would I like to create today? And what's required from me and from my body and from the businesses I play with to change the world and to be a contribution to the world in whatever way that is. And sometimes the awareness I get is totally unexpected and definitely nonlinear, often very chaotic. And one of the things that is really chaotic about it that I often keep getting when I ask what's required here and what's going to change the world is to keep adding people to my businesses, including the business of living, like really continuing to expand my world and be willing to receive from new people and meet new people and get their point of view and see if that vibes with me or not. And that's what I do with my business. There's been some amazing people that have been joining me to create telecalls, to create classes around the world, to work on different promotional and marketing materials for me. Thank you. You all know who you are. If you would like to know, if you like some of the promotional and marketing materials that I've created, let me know and I will send you the information for the folks that have been helping me out. And it's just so grateful for them. Sometimes I still do some of that work myself when it's fun for me, but more and more being willing to receive other people's point of view and not feel like you need to do it all yourself. Like that's one of the lies that I've been letting go of over the course of my life. I was raised to be very self-sufficient. I was raised that I need to be able to cook and clean and manage everything myself. And there's a problem or an issue that I needed to be the one ready to solve it. And what if I didn't identify as a problem solver? What if I actually were willing to not have any problems and willing to have ease and know that that's actually my reality, that that's actually true for me with relationships, with business, with money, and more, I get that that's actually the case, and that's what's showing up now that I don't have the point of view that there has to actually have to be a problem so that I can prove that I'm a problem solver and that I'm super self-sufficient and independent. And so with that applies to the business as well, where I'm not having problems show up in the same way. There's definitely obstacles and challenges sometimes, but immediately I'm like, who could I ask questions to and who can I talk to that would help me have ease with this so that it can turn out way better than I imagine, instead of immediately be like, all right, it has to be all on me. And how much of us are totally thinking that everything is on our shoulders, that everything has to be on us, for us to solve, for us to deal with, for us to handle and manage. And more and more, I'm like, who else could I give this to? And not in a sense of like, let me just hand it off and not be able to take it on myself and not willing to. It's just like, what if it didn't have to be me? Like, and what if even just asking the other person, they can give me a point of view about it that I hadn't considered before. So even though I'll be the one really looking at it and executing whatever solution or intervention that's going to happen, well, I still got that idea from maybe one person or a couple other people, or doing some research and things like that. And so more and more, it's, okay, what would actually work here? And what would actually expand this way faster than I can ever imagine? I went from facilitating classes only in Chicago, starting in 2015, to facilitating classes in New Zealand and 3 different cities in Texas, in San Diego. So I have some classes coming up in New York. Some people are asking me for classes in Canada and Australia, and what else? Oh, in India. And what else is possible? And I never thought that this would be my life and be the business that I get to enjoy every day. And the people that are willing to play with these tools and have more ease and have the change that they're looking for, that they knew was possible, but everyone else was like, no, just keep doing whatever you're doing. Keep doing what's safe. Keep doing what's already been working. It's like, absolutely do what works for you, but if it doesn't work and you know that there's another possibility out there for you, be it in your relationships, business, family, whatever it is, please, please, please choose it. Like, just know that a life beyond your wildest dreams is possible. A life where you can have way too much fun and make money and travel if that's what you'd like, and affect change in people's worlds and bodies and lives is possible if you'd like. And it's in whatever way works for you. It can be from being a teacher to being a gardener to being a parent, like whatever it is for you that lights you up. And don't let anyone else's point of view about what you should be doing for your life stop you. I almost let it stop me. People thought I was crazy to go around the world and travel and facilitate classes and meet and expand my network. And now I have more people that are my clients and that come to my classes that are outside of the state and outside of the country that I live in than inside the country that I live in. And there's just a sense that I just knew that it was going to create more possibilities, and I wasn't sure what it was going to be like and what exactly though was going to show up. But I just knew that more was there. You know, do you ever just know that there's something more possible for you and for the world? And this one choice after another choice after another choice can actually bring that to fruition for you. And it continues to show up for me. And I'm just so, so, so grateful to everyone who is watching this video and everyone that's contributed to that happening with ease for me, be it, letting me stay on your couch when I was traveling around the world, to creating materials for me, to sharing my classes, to attending my classes and workshops, to, everything. I'm forgetting things. There's just so much contribution that showed up, to even just energetically being present with me and with the businesses I play with. And just know that there are really no words beyond thank you from me to you in this moment. 3 years. 3 years with the business being incorporated, but it was around 2011, so 7 years since I chose to go against what everyone told me to do, which was to stay working in the Chicago public schools and play it safe and keep the golden handcuffs that was working there around my wrists and ankles. And handcuffs, wrists, ankles, you get what I'm saying, the shackles, the golden shackles, because they paid really, really well, and yet I was dying. I was the first one in and the last one out every day at work, and I was still taking work home. And I work more now than I ever did then, but I do it from a space of joy. And I do it because even if I didn't get any money, I would love what I'm doing. And so what is it that if you didn't get paid, you would still love to do it? And then find a way to get paid for it. That's what I did. And it's okay if you choose to play it safe and to do the secure route. If that is what works for you, that's what works for you, and I have no point of view about it. I just knew that for me at least, playing it safe and doing what everyone else was choosing, even though everyone else was super stressed out and getting all these aches and pains in their bodies from it, and ulcers and medical conditions, and drinking more alcohol way beyond, moderation. I saw that what it was going to create if I stayed for me in that space, and it wasn't good. And it wasn't going to work for me. So what's going to work for you today? What's something that you could choose today that maybe you've been knowing that would work and that would change everything, but you hadn't been willing to choose it? And just consider choosing it even for just a moment, like really sitting with totally choosing it and with that energy of the future that would create. And does that light you up? Does it lift you up? Does it make you smile and giggle just a little bit, like with the possibility of it? Because if it does, and that's actually, when you do choose it, that's what's going to show up, that lightness, that joy. And when you keep choosing what's heavy, and when you keep choosing what you know isn't really working and sustainable, and it's going to create a heavier and heavier future for you and everyone that you care about, because it's not just about you, it's what you choose is going to be the invitation for other people. And so the more I've been choosing joy and lightness and what's true for me, I've been seeing people around me, my family, my friends, people showing up and choosing more and more what works for them and what lights them up. And it's just so freaking beautiful to see. It's so freaking beautiful. And yet, even if they don't choose it, please choose it for you. Please, because there needs to be more of that in the world. And so when you choose what's light for you and what makes you smile and makes you laugh and what brings a more expansive, generative energy to the world, then even if the people around you don't choose it, you still might be you might be surprised who you invite to that space and to that energy. There's been people that have been messaging me in the last couple of days, this last week, and the gratitude that they've expressed from just participating in one of my telecalls or getting my emails and things like that. It blows my mind. It's been really beautiful. And I'm just so glad that people from all over the world are willing to receive a little bit something different that's weird and quirky, that is me, because I know I'm really different. And I'm just going to leave on that note. Thank you so much for watching this. Thank you so much for being willing to look at what's actually going to work for you, even if it's something that kind of pushes you out of your comfort zone, but that'll actually create the life that you truly desire, the life that's actually going to be greater for you and everyone in the world. And I'll be making more and more videos this month in honor of my anniversary of creating my business. And let me know if there's any topics that you would like me to make any videos on. It'll be musings from anything from kids and parenting to bodies, energy work, speech and language, communication with ease. Gosh, there's a lot of topics that are buzzing around my head, and so we'll talk about all of that and more. Thanks again, and have a lovely morning, afternoon, or evening wherever you are in the world. Bye.